What's up, guys? Average Kiwi Guy here. Hope you guys had a good New Year's. Had a pretty good one myself, so hope everybody's good. Hope everybody was safe. Didn't get up to too much trouble. I'm looking at you. Looking at you. Um, so New Year. That means new movies. New movies are coming out. We got hit with our first one right off the bat. Very first day of the new year. Passengers. Now, Passengers, I was kind of psyched for. I saw the trailer. And I was like, yeah, this looks kind of good. It's got a little bit of the Martian going on, being trapped on this ship, basically not ever being able to see anyone ever again, sort of thing. Interesting. I like it, but it's sci-fi. And I don't mind Chris Pratt. Chris Pratt's a pretty cool actor. He's funny. Pretty much anything he does is kind of good. I mean, Jurassic World was Jurassic World, but he wasn't the problem with that thing. He wasn't the problem. So I don't mind him. And Jennifer Lawrence, like, if I was trapped on a ship to never see anyone again but Jennifer Lawrence, I'd be a happy man. I'd be a happy man. I'd be okay. But yeah, so I was like, yeah, I'm so psyched for this. So I saw it last night, and so it's been stewing in my head all day. I'm like, what do I think of this movie? Like, what do I think of it? Is it good? Is it bad? And when I come down to it, it's like, it's just average. Average Kiwi, average. It's average. It had a lot of potential, though, I think. It had more potential to be better than what it is, but it didn't, and it just didn't do it. And I don't know if it was laziness on... I think it's more to do with the story and the writing a lot, because I find... This movie, I felt, was very strong in the first part, but it tailed off near the end. And it was like, really? And I think because the movie time jumps a lot, and this is not like cutting, it's like the actual story itself will go from a year to year. I think it covers like 3 years, and it's like you don't notice the difference sometimes. It's like, hang on a minute, you're jumping months here. These people are by themselves on this ship, and you're just jumping years. And it got very much like, well, but I'm losing things here. I'm losing stuff. For me, this movie would suck even more if it didn't have the actors that were in it. I think they held it up a lot more. Including like Michael Sheen. I think he played Arthur, who was this android bartender. You see him in the trailers, and he's the one other guy on this ship that they can interact with, who's kind of human. And he was funny. I liked him a lot. He had some good little one-liners. He was a good break between just Chris Pratt and Jennifer Lawrence. It was like just a little bit of something different coming out. And really the only other character other than those two was Lawrence Fishburne's character, and he was in it for a small amount of time. So we'll get to that bit a little bit. So I'm going to try and keep this spoiler free. I don't want to ruin too much. But I guess right off the bat, I'll say, is this movie worthy of, like, is it a must-see? No. It's not a must-see. I'm kind of bored. I got a bit of spare cash. I want to kind of go see something that's interesting to watch for a couple hours. That, I'll walk out and go, yeah, it wasn't a waste of my time. I'll go watch it. Alright, so let's set the scene, huh? Let's set the scene. So we're on this big ship called Avalon, I think it is. And it's basically a giant interstellar cruise liner. Okay? It even kind of looks like it. It's like got the center sort of cylinder, and then it's like these three kind of twisted, kind of like DNA helix kind of thing. But those helixes look like cruise liners, kind of, which is kind of cool. And it literally is like a cruise liner. It's got shopping malls, restaurants, the swimming pool that's amazing. Some really good scenes going there. Happening there. There's one with gravity and all that. You see it in the trailers. which is really kind of cool. Um, and they're on this journey that takes 120 years to Homestead 2, because the company that runs is called Homestead. So they're like, yeah, we're gonna name a planet after us. It's just Homestead 2. And what happens is they come across these huge meteors. They go, basically, it's an asteroid field essentially. I don't know why they plotted a course through an asteroid field, but hey, the ship can take it. And this giant asteroid hits it. But it has shields. It's got this big shield on the front. But something happens, and it jostles the ship, and the power goes down, and it comes back up again. The AI on the ship fixes it all, and away it goes. But what happens is one guy wakes up. One guy, and that's his name's Jim, or James, but he calls him Jim. You know, as you do. And that's Chris Pratt's character, and he's the first one to wake up. And basically, this part of the movie is all about him suddenly realizing that, holy shit, I am the only one on this ship. I'm 90 years away from where I was going to when anyone is going to wake up. I'm 90 years away from it. And he's like, oh my god. And he goes through like the 5 stages of realizing what the shit's happening. He's sort of like, okay, I'm freaking out. Okay, I'm angry. I'm beating on a door. And then he's like, he accepts it and kind of like likes it. And then he goes full on crazy and his beard gets bigger and it just, yeah. So he goes for like a year or so, just a bit longer than a year by himself. So this is when the movie throws a question at you. And this question is what sticks with you as you come out of the theater. And I was like, yes, like, for pretty much this is like a quarter of the way through the movie. So when it throws something at you like this, and that's the main thing that sticks with you, you've basically, there's 3/4 of a movie that hasn't really done that. So it was like, alright. So basically, it's like, would you do this? And it's a bad thing, but if you did it, your life is a lot better. But if you don't, it sucks. Okay? So it goes through a whole bunch of stuff, and through a series of events, Jennifer Lawrence gets introduced into the scene. So now he's not alone. Jimbo's not alone. Jimmy's not alone. He gets a beautiful, very beautiful co-star, sort of, you know, someone to hang out with in Aurora Lane, who's Jennifer Lawrence's character. And she's a reporter. And she's doing this trip as a round trip, right? So she's doing the 120 years to Homestead 2. She's going to live there for a year. And then she's going to do the 120 years back in the hibernation. So for her, it's like a year away. But it's technically it's 241 years away from Earth. So all her family be dead, all her friends are dead, and she comes into a brand new Earth that could be a heck of a lot worse, or maybe the same. Knowing Earth is probably the same. But brand new people, brand new everything. She's like, I can sell my book, I could do all this stuff. I was like, alright. It's an interesting concept, but I wouldn't do it. I'd rather just go live on the new planet, but okay. But yeah, so she's there, and then she goes through the whole, holy shit, I'm on a ship, and I'm gonna die here without seeing anyone but this guy who I don't even know, he's a stranger, blah, 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 blah. And then, from now on, it sort of turns into, like, a flirty romance thing. So they flirt, they do all this thing. I mean, they're the only people on this ship. They're two kind of good-looking people. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. I mean, come on. What else you gonna do? What else you gonna do? I mean, all they show that they can do is they can play basketball. They can do a dance off, like, you know, the dance games. You know, where you copy the people in front of you and you gotta make the moves. You do the moves to do it, those games. They do that. Or you can go on spacewalks outside, which is cool. That was some of the coolest scenes were outside the ship. So yeah, so what else are you gonna do? I mean, come on. So yeah, so it goes into that. It does that for a good, probably a quarter of the movie, maybe a bit more. Goes into that. And then a bombshell kind of hits. And it turns everything around a little bit. You see a very, very brutal Jennifer Lawrence, let's say. On a few scenes. It's kind of cool. I liked it. And then just shit breaks the hell down. It like literally the ship starts breaking down. Like it just crumbles. Robots are breaking. All the rest of it, and they're like, "What the hell's happening?" And another guy wakes up. So the system fails, and another guy wakes up. And this guy, he's part of the crew. He was a deck officer, and this is Lawrence Fishburne's character. And he's not around for long, and I won't say why, but he doesn't around for long, and he kind of helps them get over what was happening, before he woke up, and he kind of helps them figure out what's going on, because up until now they had no access to the crew stuff, so they had no access to the bridge or the mainframes or the engineering or anything like that, so they could only stay where the passengers could go, hence passengers. So crew allowed them to go. So he gave them his band, because everything works with a band that they swipe and all the rest of it. And he gives them their band, like, yo, you got to fix the ship. And then, yeah, stuff happens. Like, so basically, what happens is they have to fix something that was going to destroy the ship, even if they didn't wake up. So if no one woke up, the ship was going to just blow up. It was going to blow up. Make everything that happens through the movie completely pointless. And what that does is it takes away the decision of the question that the movie asked you completely. It wipes that away. Because no matter what, the bad thing that comes out of that question is irrelevant. Because it was going to happen anyway. It was going to probably happen, without anyone knowing it, and they would have just died in the vacuum of space. The ship would have blown up, and they would have just been asleep and dead. That's it. They would just fly off into space and be dead. So, yeah, there's some cool scenes. There's some really cool scenes throughout this movie. The gravity one with the pool is a really good one. The outdoor scenes, the outside, spacewalking, the EVA stuff is really good. The scenes at the end, there's the scenes where they have to fix the problem, and it's like literally like, I gotta sacrifice myself to make sure this thing goes. And then she's like, no, if you die, I die, and all that. It's in the trailers. And there's some kind of cool scenes there, and there's a little bit of funniness to it. So overall, I think the problem with this movie is it tried to do a lot of things, right? It tried to be kind of a, survivor kind of thing. Kind of like The Martian, when you're by yourself, you gotta survive, you gotta do this stuff. But the thing is, they're not really surviving, they're on a cruise ship. They're on a cruise ship. So everything's provided for them. They got food, all the rest of it. It's fine. They don't have to worry about that. The Martian, he had to grow potatoes in his own shit. So the Martian had a lot more over that. Then they threw a lot of romance into it because, it's, they Chris Pratt and Jennifer Lawrence. They're good-looking people. We got to get them together at some point. That's the way it works. And then they kind of threw some action and drama into it, and I just don't think it did any of it well. And the first part of the movie I felt went well. Then after the second part, it started to peter off, and it's like the story kind of twisted out of shape and went bleh. Because when I saw the trailers, I thought the ship woke them up. Like, okay, the ship's AI is detected something's wrong. It can't solve the problem. So it woke up someone who they think he can help, right? Because he's an engineer. Jim's an engineer. He can fix things. He can do lots of stuff. So he wakes up, and then like maybe he starts going crazy because he's by himself. The computer can't understand that. So then so the computer searches for someone who's compatible with him. And then that's where Jennifer Lawrence comes in. That's what I thought was going to happen. And then they were going to go on this big adventure to figure out what the hell is wrong with the ship. And maybe the ship turns on them. And they got to fight the ship. And yeah, I thought that was where it was going to go. But it didn't. It went another way. And it's not bad. But I think it could have been much better. It could have been much better. It still didn't quite have the satisfying ending that you would think. Let's just say that. It didn't have that satisfying ending that you would think. But then when you think about it, I don't know. This movie's very, very weird to me. I wanted to like it. I did. I wanted to like it. Because it's a space movie. And I love space movies. I just maybe I wanted it to be more than than it is. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe I wanted it to be a lot more than it actually is. I'm not gonna go see it again in the movies. That's not a thing that's gonna happen. It's not. I don't think it's worth that money to go and see it multiple times. I don't think going to see it again would show me anything extra than what going to see it the first time was. I'll watch it again on DVD or something, Blu-ray, because the movie's beautiful. It's a very good looking movie. And yo, if you guys, if anyone wants to see Chris Pratt's butt multiple times, little bit of Jennifer Lawrence, little bit, not completely. There's a little bit there. But if you want to see Chris Pratt's butt, literally twice, this is your movie. Where you go. But yeah, I'm looking more forward to Chris Pratt and Guardian. Give me Guardian this year for him. And I've seen Jennifer Lawrence in better things. I've seen her in better things. But yeah, so for this movie, 6 maybe. I don't think it deserves a 5. I think a 6. A low 6, we'll say. Is it a must-see? God, no. It's not a must-see. It's not a fail. It's definitely not a fail. But I think they fell in on, we have Chris Pratt and Jennifer Lawrence. How can we lose? You know, maybe we can twist the story to maybe shine on them a little bit more. And like they maybe lent on that too much, where if they had a better story, it would have actually shined better. Because they had all the pieces. All the pieces are there. It's just, it didn't come together very well. So yeah, so 6 out of 10 for Passengers. Is it a must-see? No. Would I recommend people going and seeing it? If they have time. If they have time, if they have money, if they don't want to watch anything else that's out. I mean, Rogue One's still out, so I'd automatically say go see Rogue One if you haven't seen that. But yeah, Passengers, if you want to see it, go and see it. It's definitely not like don't ever watch this thing. But yeah, if you want to see it, go see it. It's alright. 6 out of 10. Alright guys, thank you for watching. Click the subscribe, the likes, all the rest of it. That's all down there. Comment. Do your thing down there. I'm AverageKiwiGuy. I am a streamer. Go check me out, twitch.tv/AverageKiwiGuy07. We'll be back this week. Yeah, this week now. Crazy. Back with the streams, so that'd be awesome. Get back into the swing of it. For the New Year's, big push for 2017. We got, if you want to go check out any other movie reviews and stuff, they're all on the channel, all on my channel there. Just go check that out. We got Rogue One, we got all the stuff up there, so go check that out. We got other videos too. Go check us out on Twitter and the Instagram, just AverageKiwiGuy there. Just search AverageKiwiGuy. I pop up, man. You can find me there. Alright guys. Hope you guys are having a good day, good night, wherever in the world. And I'll catch you next time. Peace.